Sana kanang layo kaayo. Okay. Today we're gonna like elevate the level of getting the derivatives of the function, guys. We're gonna take it like taas na nga level. So with that being said, we're gonna talk about how to do chain rule of doing derivative chain rule. I'm not really so sure why it's called chain rule, but maybe it is like how the process is done in taking the chain rule. I think akong video kay lagi kay. Let me just close some other apps, ha. Wait. Save and then close Spotify. Close si Inday Mariah because Mariah is so noisy. Um, and then replace it. Admit. Yes. And then okay. Close this. Admit. Um, admit. Oops, not that one. Okay. So Magalang is okay. All right. So going back, as I said earlier, chain rule is like I'm not sure why they called it chain rule, but maybe how the process is done. It's actually connected. So let's say we have an example like this. Let's have a function given by 2x plus 1 raised to the power of 9. So the previous, just a sort of review, guys. The previous examples that we have, the previous example that we have is we're dealing with situations like this: 3x squared plus 2x plus 1, something like that, no? And then when we get the derivative of this function, I'm talking about the violet function, guys, ha? I'm talking about the violet function. If we're going to take the derivative of that function, what do? Is we do this. We bring down 2, so that's going to be 3 times 2. We have 6x. And then we do 2 minus 1 in the exponent, so we can just leave it as x. And then the derivative of 2x is simply 2. And then the derivative of 1 is 0 because that's a constant. So technically, the answer for this item here, for this function, the derivative of that function, guys, is this one, 6x plus 2. And that's how easy it is. However, excuse me, for polynomials with higher exponents, especially if the exponent is like outside gani sa like more or one or more terms. Let's say, for example, for this one here, we have two terms. First term is 2x plus 2x rather, and the second term is 1. So if you notice, sir, do we have to expand it before we do the derivative? So you might be thinking, sir, I'm thinking of doing this. 2x plus 1 times 2x plus 1 times 2x plus 1 dot until to the ninth power or ninth 2x plus 1. So do I have to expand this, sir, before we do the derivative? Because para maporma ni nako siya here, dapat inani man siya ang form. That's a good question if you're asking that, guys. However, we are not going to do this because that's going to take a whole lot of time and dili siya effective when it comes to examination or like quizzes. So we're gonna get rid of this. I can't erase it. We're going to erase this one here. I'm not sure, no? My computer is so laggy today. I'm not sure why. Let me close the kuan. Ako i-close ang Outlook. Okay. So, what do we do here, sir? It's very simple, guys. First, you still follow the power rule. So basically, I'm going to bring this 9 down. I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to place it before the terms inside the parentheses. I'm going to copy the terms inside the parentheses. I'm going to do 9 minus 1. So this process is technically the same as the power rule. Have you observed it? We're just doing the power rule here, but we're keeping the terms inside the parentheses. After that, this is where the chain rule happens. After that, guys, we're gonna multiply this whole thing here by the derivative of the terms inside the parentheses. Okay? So what do you think is the derivative of 2x plus 1? It's clear. The answer is just simply 2. And then you just have to simplify this. So whenever we simplify this, guys, we would get f prime of x 9 2x plus 1 raised to the power of 8 times 2. And finally, simplifying or multiplying 9 and 2, we would get 18 2x plus 1 raised to the power of 8. And you're done with your answer. There. So basically, ang mahitabuan niya, guys, whenever you do the chain rule of derivatives is going to be like you start with the outermost if you see an exponent, and then after doing that you multiply the whole thing with the derivative of the terms inside the parentheses. Let's take a look at when we're going to do ng kuan kanang sana when we are going to do trigonometric identity. Sige ha, that's a polynomial. That's an algebraic expression. So excuse me. What if we would have a function like this? So let me just change it to another term na sad. A of x, because you are from block A. How about if I'm going to give you sine 4x cubed plus 1 to the power of 4. So, ano? So, guys, remember, whenever we write a trigonometric identity, dili siya pwede, guys, nga sign lang. Dapat ang kanang sign, nagi siya kuyog nga like apelyido or surname. In this case here, ang surname ni sign is 4x cubed plus 1 raised to the power of 4. The same thing po na siya when it comes to other trigonometric identities or function. Dapat whenever you write them, dapat lagi siya apelyido. So we cannot write a trigo function or term just cosine lang, wala kuyog lain. It's not possible. So what do we do here? First thing first, guys, is you take the derivative of the whole thing. So what is the derivative of sine 4x cubed plus 1 raised to the power of 4? The derivative of that whole thing, sir, is... One moment, 9, so just give me a minute. Oh, wala di ay. The whole thing is, we know it's cosine. So you still have to copy. Una siya isuwat. I don't know what's going on. Medyo lagi akong computer today. Cosine 4x cubed plus 1 raised to the power of 4. So that's the whole thing, the derivative of the whole thing. After that, you multiply the whole thing by the derivative of this one here, which is same process on what we do here with 2x plus 1 raised to the power of 9. So you would bring down 4, and then you do 4x cubed plus 1 raised to the power of 4 minus 1 times again the derivative inside the parentheses, the derivative of the terms inside the parentheses, which is 12x cubed. This is maybe the reason why, guys, they called it chain rule, because pura mo siya mag-connect. So you start from the larger scale and then it gets smaller, and smaller. No? Kabantay mo sa process niya nga from a whole thing, and then ang katunasang nasa sa parentheses, and then katunasang nasa parentheses, so on and so forth. So we just need to simplify this. Remember, guys, so when you multiply it, guys, you notice that this whole thing here is a trigonometric function or term. You cannot multiply this 4x cubed plus 1, this one here, to these numbers or terms here, because they are different terms. These numbers that you see here, these terms that you see inside the brackets are quite dili siya trigonometric function or term, so you cannot multiply it. You can just multiply this whole thing here and you stop from there. Dili 12x cubed. Wait. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Eliza. Thank you so much for correcting me. So that's 12x squared. I'll repeat. The 12x squared, guys, is the derivative inside this parenthesis here, which is 4x cubed. So let's try to simplify these things here to finalize the answer. So a prime of x, we have cosine 4x cubed plus 1 raised to the power of 4. And then this becomes, what is 4 times 12, guys? Is it 48? 48, no, yeah, it's 48 x squared times 4x cubed plus 1 raised to the power of cube. And then that's it. You're done with your answer. You can rearrange the answer to get rid of the brackets. You can write 48x squared 4x cubed plus 1 cubed cosine 4x cubed plus 1 raised to the power of 4. There you go. Hiwit siya, guys. So, pasensya. Questions so far for chain rule. And, sir, if you're going to ask me, guys, if you're going to ask me, sir, is this good to all terms or functions that we have already covered, like logarithmic function, inverse function, and exponential function? Yes. Yes. It is also true. Magamit yapon siya kuan to all types of function that you can think of. Let me. All right. So I'll take the example coming from the book, para at least na may kuan idea. This one. This is coming from the book. And if you want to ask which page is this, oops, no, no. This is from the book at page. What page is this? 118. Yeah, it's 118. So how do we go about this one, guys? First thing, sir, everyone, is to still follow the power rule because you see this 4 here, no? So f prime of x equals, bring down 4. You copy the whole thing inside the parentheses. So x plus 2 over 3 minus x raised to the power of 4 minus 1, right? And then multiply multiply the whole thing by the derivative inside the parentheses. And if you notice, this is in quotient. I mean, this is in fraction form. So we're dealing with the derivative of a quotient. So what do we do here? We follow the quotient rule. This becomes the u, and this becomes the v. So, follow mo sa quotient rule, guys. You start with 3 minus x times the derivative of x plus 2, which is just simply 1, minus x plus 2 times the derivative of 3 minus x, which is negative 1, over 3 minus x squared. Naunsa naman ni sir? Kaning ang gibuhat kaning sa second parenthesis, guys, is katuning u dx v minus v dx u over v squared. This is the derivative of a quotient. You still remember that? I hope so. So let's continue simplifying things. F prime of x, we have 4 x plus 2 over 3 minus x raised to the power of 3. And then simplifying these things na nasa second parenthesis, guys. We have 3 minus x plus x plus 2. Because when you multiply this negative to negative 1, that becomes positive. And then removing the parentheses, you would get that. Over 3 minus x squared We can cancel out the x, these things here, and this becomes 5. So, and then 4, what? X plus 2 over 3, what happened? 3 minus x cubed, 5 over 3 minus x squared, right? And this becomes 20 x plus 2 squared. Sorry. Ano man na? Mailagyan mo erase. Wait sa guys ha. 4 times of is 20. X plus 2 cubed over 3 minus x raised to the power of 5. Right? Na nagets ra nganong cube ang babaw nga x plus 2 and nganong 3 minus x raised to the power of 5 ang denominator. Let me know if na ay questions. Nagets ra nganong 3 minus x raised to the power of 5? Okay, very good. So, yep, and that's our answer. That's the answer of this thing here. Question. Easy na so far, diba? Ayun na siya sa. So, let's check the book if we have the same answer. Oh, ano 16? Ang nasa book ba kay 16 lagi? Natay sa'yo. Wait, 3 plus 2, yeah, it's 5. Hmm. Okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna share you the answer in the book, guys. Ha? Look, there's something wrong kay basig mahibong mo ba nga? What happened to the book? Why the book has a different answer compared to our discussion? So let me share my entire screen. No, so here, the answer coming from the book, guys, is this one. 16. Do you see the cursor that is moving? Do you see this? Do you see it? Let me check our chat box. Okay, so if you notice this answer, guys, we have 16 times the quantity x plus 1 to the power of 3 over 3 minus x raised to the power of 5, right? Do you see that? Now, our answer earlier is 20 times x plus 2 raised to the power of 3 over 3 minus x raised to the power of 5. Why does it have a different answer, sir? You're confusing us. No, not really. There's an error in the book, guys. The given in the book is x plus 2 over 3 minus x raised to the power of 4. Take note of the x plus 2. Okay, take note of that. When we proceed to the next page of the solution, it shows here it became x plus 1. So there's a typo error in the book. I can guarantee you that if we base the answer to the actual given, which is x plus 2 over 3 minus x raised to the power of 4, the answer is the 20 times x plus 2 raised to the power of 3 over 3 minus x times raised to the power of 5. That's the answer if we base it to the original given. However, maybe the writer of this book was depressed was depressed. Maybe he was not able to catch this, that instead of writing 1 in the solution here, he or she should have written 2. complicate. So just be careful with like how the solution is. This is one of the important things, guys. Nga, I always make sure and check the solution process. Kani. Why it matters to me, the solution rather than the final answer. That's why I give um, larger credits to those solutions that would make sense rather than focusing on the final answer. Because you can just write the final answer. However, the solution is not really. It's all over the. It's all over around. It's all over the room, and it's not making sense. So yeah. So the final answer should be 20 times x plus 3 x plus 2 raised to the power of 3 over 3 minus x raised to the power of 5. Question so far? Okay. So let's work on implicit derivatives, guys. What is implicit derivative? I'm gonna leave those items for you to work to study. This one here, number 2.7.4, it's a correct answer. It has the correct answer. And this one here, applying this one, guys, getting 2.7.5. This is an example where we apply the product rule and at the same time the chain rule. So yeah, by product rule, and then the second portion is actually doing the chain rule as well. So the final answer should be this whole thing here. That's the last row. Same yapon siya ha, same yapon siya rule when it comes to like logarithmic and exponential terms. Same yapon siya process. What page is implicit derivative? Well, you can practice these items here, guys, on page 126. They apply the same thing as what we did on the previous examples. So, yeah, if para ma-master good ninyo, kani sila here. You go for it, guys. Okay. Let's work on implicit differentiation, guys. Sir, what do we mean by implicit differentiation? Implicit differentiation, guys, the difference between the other or the first or previous differentiation that we do. Um, the variable y, how should I say this? Wait, the variable y for the implicit derivative, guys, is I would say that it's written more than one time. So if you see the example here in 2.8.1, yes. Eliza, do you have a question? Oh, okay. All right. So take a look at this example, guys. Y cubed minus 3xy minus 2x plus 5. This example is considered as taking the implicit derivative of this function. Because if you notice, the y itself is written four times, one for y cubed and one for the 3xy. So how do we go about this one, sir? Now, remember, if you notice, guys, in our previous derivative process or examples, take a look. Where's my... Diba, we usually write f of f prime of x dy over dx and dx y prime and so on and so forth. And these whole thing here, these terms or these notations, they mean the same thing. Equal lagi na sila, guys. I believe I have discussed this last time, equal lagi na sila. And when we take the derivative, di ba always na siya sa left side, dapat nakaswatch siya f prime of x, at na siya, and then blah 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 diri. And then dy over dx sa ka, then equal blah 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 diri. And then same thing sad, y prime equal blah blah blah. Di ba na siya always sa left side? Dapat si y prime or the derivative, the derivative term should be on the left side and the rest of the terms are on the right side. Sige. So if we would take the derivative of this function, guys, no? Sige. So, what is the derivative of y cubed? You might be thinking, sir, same with x cubed, sir. The derivative of x cubed is 3x squared. No, if I'm going to write it. X cubed, sir. The derivative, sir, is 3x squared times pag yun na siya, sir, sa derivative sa x, which is 1. Basically, guys, without knowing it, we're already doing chain rule. Kapantay mo, nga nung 3x squared ya po ng answer because technically, we multiplied this 3x squared by the derivative of the x, which is technically doing the chain rule. Nga nung din mo agi ako ang lagi kaayo ko. Delete ako ang kuan. Nag-gets niyo nga nung 3x squared ang answer? Right? Nag-gets niyo? Okay. So, thank you so much, Eliza. If we were to take the derivative of y cube, guys, you might be thinking, okay, sir, the derivative of y cube is just 3y squared. The same thing with x cubed. Not actually, guys. Not actually 3y squared. What is going to happen? This is siya. If we're going to take the derivative, ani guys, may mo ni siyang 3y squared, which still follows the power rule, times pag yun na siya, sir, guys, by the derivative of y. So without katong mga previous derivatives na to, guys, atong answer mo, kung si derivative sa 4x cubed, it's 12x squared. Actually, guys, gi-multiply na siya daan sa derivative sa x, which is 1. So without knowing it, you're already doing the chain rule. So unsa may derivative sa y squared, sir? Unsa may derivative sa y? Unsa may derivative sa f of x? Di ba ang derivative sa f of x is f prime of x, ra? And then, what is f prime of x? This is ba similar na sa y prime? So, instead of writing 1, we're gonna be writing y prime. Na-gets? Nakuha ra nga ng y prime? That's only for the first term. Kani siya here. Kani. Which, padong patangan to, Josh. I just work on the y cube pa. Sige. And then we now go to the next term, which is the 3xy. Minus, here you go. So 3, because that's a constant thing, you copy that, times using the product rule of that two things here. So you copy x. What is the derivative of y? Y prime plus y times the derivative of x is 1. Naka-follow? This is product rule. I'm doing the product rule sa kaning duha here. Naka-follow sa kuan. Okay, naka-follow. Okay, good. Next, we are going to follow we're going to get the derivative of 2x na. Okay? So what is the derivative of 2x? Guys, it's simply 2. And then the derivative of 5 is 0. So we can just get rid of that. And then what is the derivative of 0? It's also 0, because 0 is a constant. So what do we do next here? Ako na siyang i-solve for y prime, guys. So we're just gonna do the algebraic manipulation ani. Na dapat ang mahabilin sa left side should be the y prime and the rest of the term should be on the right side. Okay? So we have 3y squared y prime. Distributing 3, we have 3x y prime plus, negative di. Excuse me, negative 3y minus 2 equals 0. So I'm going to transfer negative 3y and negative 2. So we would have y squared y prime minus 3x y prime equals 3y plus 2. Nakafollow pa? Why it became positive? Because they are both negative from the left side. So when we transfer them to the right side, that becomes positive, or they become positive. And then I'm gonna factor out the y prime because, again, as I've mentioned earlier, we are solving for the y prime. We want to make sure that the y prime should be left out on the left side and the rest of the term should be on the right side. So what's next here? We are going to have, factoring y prime, we would have 3y squared minus 3x equals 3y plus 2, right? And then dividing both sides by 3y squared minus 3x. So I'm going to divide it by 3y squared minus 3x. 3y squared minus 3x. So the final answer, guys, the final answer is y prime equals 3y plus 2 over 3y squared minus 3x. There you go. And remember that this y prime is technically the same as before the square b. Remember that this y prime is the same thing as f prime of x. So that's 3y plus 2 over 3y squared minus 3x. And that's your answer. Question for that example. So let's take a look at the answer. So here, is it the same thing that we have earlier? 3y plus 2. Yep, they are the same, tama? They are the same. 3y plus 2 over 3y squared minus 3x. Good. So that's it. That's how you do implicit derivative for that example. So let's work at one more example, guys. And it's kind of, let's try to see if we are going to achieve this answer. It's kind of complicated, but let's work this out before we proceed to the next item. Sige, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. Anong lagi kaya akong laptop? Lagi sa inyong end ang movements sa ko ang mouse sa cursor, lagi siya. Dapat mag-erase na kung mga kwan. Mga walang kwentang files diri. O, daghan na kayo kung mga downloaded files. Kung na ba ikuan, dapat ipang kuan diri. Ay, deletes. Yes. No worry, guys, akong laptop kay limpyo ni siya. Empty. I think that's it. Login siya. Guys, napatay 23 minutes. Mag-restart lang ko sa PC, guys, ha? So, lang mo balik. Ha? Sige, I'm gonna, kay murag, di ko comfortable yun, nga lagi yun siya. Okay. Okay. So, where's my pencil? Can you see it now, guys? Can you see the example? We still have 15 minutes. I think 15 minutes is more than enough to answer this, and we'll compare the answers to the book. Okay, so let's start. I'm gonna get first the derivative of x. I know that derivative of x is just equal to 1. Lagi gihapon siya. Sige. Minus, what's the derivative of 2y? It's going to be 2y prime. So guys, ang inyong idea ani is, if it's x, the derivative of x is simply 1. If it's y, the derivative of y is y prime. Okay? So plus, no? This one here, you notice that the 3xy are under the radical symbol. So basically, you bring down 1/2 because that's a square root. You copy the terms inside the radical symbol. We have 3xy, and then that's 1/2 minus 1, right? Times pa yun, guys, the derivative inside the parentheses. So this is now including chain rule, at the same time implicit derivative, combining them. So you copy 3. The derivative of xy is, derivative of xy is copy x times derivative of y is y prime, plus y derivative of x is 1, close, and then close. Gets? Na follow? Ngano na porma ng nasa sud sa bigger parentheses? Equals, you bring down 2, so that's 3 times 2. You copy the terms inside the parentheses, which is x minus y, and then you do 2 minus 1 times again. So this is another chain rule. The derivative inside the parentheses, so that's going to be 1 minus y prime. No? So let's try to simplify things out. We have 1 minus 2y prime plus, 1 over 2 square root of 3xy. Ang kanang 1/2 minus 1 is negative 1/2 man na, and then you want to make the negative 1/2 positive, that becomes a denominator. So times 3xy prime plus 3y, right, equals 6 times x minus y, 1 minus y prime. Do we follow? Nagets pa ang process? Nasabtan pa ang solusyon? Okay. So 1 minus 2y prime plus, multiply these two things here, 3xy prime plus 3y over 2 square root of 3xy equals 6. I'm going to distribute this term here. X minus xy prime minus y plus y prime. Honey, x times 1 is x. X times negative y prime, negative xy prime. Negative 1 times negative y times 1, negative y, and then negative y times negative y prime, it's positive, and then close. No? So let's scroll down. 1 minus 2y prime plus 3xy prime plus 3y. 2 square root of 3xy equals, distributing 6. 6x minus 6xy prime minus 6y plus 6y prime. No? So, kani guys, ang tanang na ay y prime guys, ibalhin ako sa left side. Ang tanang walay y prime, ibalhin ako sa right side. So, kaning duha, kani diri, magpabili ni siyang duha, kani diri nga side. Kanirang 1 ako i-transfer dito. Kani siya, ma-transfer sa left side o kani po siya. Sige. Negative 2y prime plus 3xy prime plus 3y over 2 square root of 3xy plus 6xy prime minus 6y prime equals 6x minus 6y minus 1. Nagets? Gi-transfer na ako here, nahimong positive. Kani siya nahimong positive. Kaning 1, nahimong negative. Okay. Sige. Next, I'm gonna factor out the y primes from all these things here. But there's actually one thing that we can actually do first before doing factoring. I'm gonna separate this as two different fractions, huh? Negative 2y prime plus 3xy prime over 2 square root of 3xy plus 3y over 2 square root of 3xy plus 6xy prime. And unsay basis na kung anong they are written, or it's written that way. That is actually on your elementary mathematics, guys. Now, when you combine numbers with the same denominator, you just copy the denominator and then you do whatever operation in the numerator. So we consider this a similar fraction. Kung imo ning i-simplify kaning duha, the result is kaning naa sa circle. No? Katong, paano ba? For example, 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus, let's say 5 over 3. Di ba? We copy the denominator and then we just add the numerators. That's the whole idea of why am I writing this. Again, ang kanisa guys, ako na siya i-transfer sa PCAS and that becomes negative. So, mabilin dire kay 2y prime plus 3xy prime over 2 square root of 3xy plus 6xy prime minus 6y prime equals 6x minus 6y minus 1 minus kanang 3y over 2 square root of 3xy. No? Sige, i-factor ito ang y prime sa right side. Sa left side. Negative 2 plus 3x over 2 square root of 3xy plus 6x minus 6y equals 6x minus 6y minus 1 minus 3y over, nanobra, 2 square root of 3xy. There. Okay, because we are solving for the y prime, we are solving for the y prime, i-divide to both sides by this whole thing na naa sa parenthesis. So, divide by negative 2 plus 3x over 2 square root of 3xy plus 6x minus 6y. Kanipod siya. So, negative 2 plus 3x over 2 squared of 3xy plus 6x minus 6y. No? So, mabilin sa left side, guys, is only the y prime na lang. And then, ako pang rearrange ha. Sige, ang may tabuan ni Kai is Kai. 6x minus 6y minus 1 minus, sige, ako lang isuwat ang, ako siyang i-see if I would get or I would obtain the same answer sa book. Yun siya pagsuwat. Okay. So, unahon na pagsuwat, guys, ang constant. Sige. Constant is negative 1. So, negative 1 minus 3y. Ako rin i-follow yun sa pag-answer sa book, ha? Para makita ninyo ang kuan ba, if we arrive the same answer. Tapos, I'm gonna factor the 6 and 6, Anna. So that's gonna be 6 times x minus y. That's for the numerator. The whole denominator, guys, is okay. So what's negative 2 plus 3x over 2 square root of 3xy. I-factor po na ko sa 6 ani here, ani, plus 6 times x minus y. So this is actually the answer. Now, if you're going to ask me, sir, would it be okay kung alin lang ko kutob, sir, kaning answer? Yeah, actually, this is already an answer. I would already accept this. I already give you full credit for this. The reason why I'm writing this down kaning na as a box, guys, is I want to compare. I want you to see at the comparison between this answer and the answer sa book and make sure nga similar good siya. So let's compare it sa book. I'm gonna, sige, pagamyan ako ang book. I hope you can see the book's answer. There. So let's compare it. Are they the same? Tara, ang answer kanina. Yes, they are the same. All right. So, um, it's already 8:55. So, next meeting, guys, I want you to I'll be uploading and I'll be up no, sa taron nga week. Okay. I'll be uploading an assignments karon nga week, guys, tomorrow. Deadline will still be Saturday. And we are going to have a quiz next week. Um, April 7, Friday. April 7. Ay, sorry. May 7, my bad. May 7. And the coverage for the quiz, guys, is starting from here. Kaning upat. Usa, duha, tulo, upat. Friday, okay. Yeah, during our time. Or if nahan mo na ilang time, nga available mo on Friday, 3 p.m. gapon. Friday, 3 p.m. lang, guys. Questions so far. There are a lot of exercises a book, guys. So I want you to practice them. And again, you have all the resources online. You can access the answers or even calculators on the internet. Before you access the calculators to check your answers, guys, try to do it yourself. Try to attempt to answer the items or items in your book. Ayaw himua ang resources online nga source of your answer. Make it a source of your confirmation ba. Make it a source of your like checking if your answers are correct. Okay? That's what I did sa book. 'Di ba? Remember sa book kay starting from the first part of the solution, let me just scroll a little bit. Starting from here, kanis medyo taas-taas siya ng solution. Starting from here, I did not check the book. I only check the book right after I get to the final answer to make sure and compare if they are the same. So that should be the attitude that you are going to possess, guys, whenever you check your answers online. Not totally copying the answers coming from the internet. Okay? Because that would make you lazy and you wouldn't learn on that. Okay. So no more questions. It's already 8:59. So I think we're good to go. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, and you have a great day today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and take care. Goodbye, and thank you, everyone. I'm gonna upload the recording later. Buyers.